it's Alyssa the Recipe Critic, and today we are making my grandma's famous homemade bread recipe. My grandma made all of her bread from scratch, and my favorite memory with her was helping her make bread in the kitchen. Is there anything better than eating a slice of warm, fresh baked bread with some butter and jam on the top? I don't think so. To start, we're gonna use our stand mixer with the dough hook attached. I am using a stand mixer, but my grandma always used to make it by hand. But since I'm using a stand mixer, I'm gonna add some warm water that is about 105 degrees and some sugar to the bowl. Then we will add some salt and yeast, and then we're gonna give it a mix until it is combined. We're gonna cover it with a towel and let it sit for about 10 minutes. Now there is a rumor on the internet that salt kills yeast, but you would have to have quite a bit of salt to kill a tablespoon of yeast. So this will be perfectly fine. What the salt does in this recipe is it not only adds amazing flavor, but it helps slow the rise time down, which gives our bread better flavor and texture. Going back to our mixture, here's what it should look like. Then we are gonna start adding in our flour 1 cup at a time until you see a soft dough forming. It's better to take this part slow to allow the dough to form instead of just rushing through it. And then once your dough is done, it should be soft and tacky, but it should not stick to your hands. Now we're gonna flour our counter with about 1/4 cup of flour. We're gonna knead our dough just to allow the air to release. After about 2 to 3 minutes of kneading, we're gonna shape our dough into a ball. Now you're gonna grab a bowl and add some oil and oil all the sides, and then place your dough right into the center. We're gonna grab a cloth and we're gonna cover it until it doubles in size, which will take about 1 hour to 1.5 hours. Now for the fun part, we're gonna punch the dough right in the middle. We do this to help allow the air to release. Then just lay your dough straight onto the counter, and we're gonna cut it into 2 even-sized pieces. Then we're gonna roll each one into a loaf. Spray each pan with non-stick cooking spray and then flour each of the sides. You can also use some parchment paper, which will help you to just lift the loaves right out of the pan. We're gonna gently just put our dough into our pans, but don't squish them in the pan. And then we're gonna cover them one last time, and we're gonna let them double in size for about another hour. Once they have doubled in size, we're gonna place them in our preheated oven for 25 to 30 minutes. Once they are done, they're gonna have this beautiful golden top, and we're gonna set them on a wire rack to cool. And as hard as it's gonna be to let them cool, we want to wait for 10 minutes before we slice into them. I wish you guys were here to smell how amazing this bread is. It is even better with my honey cinnamon butter on top, and both recipes can be found on therecipecritic.com.